Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching today's video. Today we're going to be shooting sandbags, and these are not military grade sandbags, just regular 60-pound bags from Lowe's. And I actually got these to weigh the bed of my truck down for the winter, and naturally I started wondering what kind of bullets these things could stop. So this is actually a pretty practical test because sandbags are used in a lot of military applications and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys have seen the bunkers that they fortify with sandbags, the clearing buckets that they use to unload their weapons in and stuff like that. And I assume that that is because sand is good at stopping bullets. So I have a bunch of these sandbags, a bunch of different guns out here, and we're going to find out just how much sand it takes to stop these bullets. Let's get into it. All right, we're starting with the 22 long rifle out of the Ruger 1022. And I think this one's definitely going to stop in that first sandbag. All right, there's the hole on that first sandbag from our 22 long rifle. And you can see on the back side there, there's definitely not a hole. So the 22 stopped in our first sandbag. And next up, the 380 ACP, which I also think will stop in that first sandbag. And once again, not even close to making it through that first sandbag. So I think we're probably going to get up to the rifles before anything even comes close to making it through that first sandbag, but I could be wrong. All right, now we're moving on to the 9mm. This is actually a 9mm tracer round, so let's see what it does. And there's the hole from our 9mm tracer right there on that first sandbag on the back side of it. And once again, nothing came out the other side. So our 9mm also stopped in that first sandbag. All right, next up, the 45 ACP out of the 1911. It's kind of cool. You can see the progression from the 22, 380, 9mm, and the 45 all the way down that first sandbag. Definitely a bigger hole from that 45, obviously. Go around to the back, and once again, nothing came out the other side. So I got one more thing I want to do before we move up to the big guns. All right, now I got 15 9mm tracer rounds in my Glock 17. And I want to see if I shoot that thing over and over again, if we can make it through that first sandbag. All right, there is my group on the front of that sandbag where I shot all those tracer rounds. Now let's see. All right, it looks like we got a hole through the back side of that first sandbag. You can see it's just pouring sand out. And it looks like we did have one bullet, maybe more than one, but one hole into that second sandbag. However, it looks like it might be towards the very bottom there, and obviously it probably did not hit like the middle, the thickest part of the sandbag, but it did make it through and go in to the second sandbag. Cool. All right, next up we got a ballistic tip 5.56 out of my Bravo Company AR-15. Ooh, that put a big hole in it. All right, there is where that ballistic tip 5.56 hit. You can see just made a really big hole in the front of that sandbag, and starting to develop quite a little dirt hill there. So it is pouring out of the front pretty good, but it Doesn't look like it went all the way through. So even the 5.56 from the AR-15 stopped in that first sandbag. All right, now we're gonna try the 5.45 by 39 out of my Arsenal AK-74. You can see quite a bit different than that ballistic tip 5.56. I'm not sure if that's from the ballistic tip or maybe the angle that that bullet hit that sandbag, but there is where our 5.45 by 39 went into the sandbag. Go around to the backside here, and the 5.45 by 39 also did not make it through. So this is pretty impressive. I don't know if I expected this sandbag, one sandbag, to stop these intermediate rifle rounds like this. Pretty cool. All right, next up, we're doing the 7.62 by 39 out of my AK-47, and I completely took away that second row of sandbags because at this point, I'm just hoping to get through one of them. So let's see what the AK does. And there's the hole from the 7.62 by 39. And once again, the AK-47 did not make it through one sandbag. So that is just crazy. That's not what I expected when I came out here today. I thought for sure these rifles would go through at least one sandbag, but it looks like sandbags might be the best bullet stoppers ever. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up a full magazine of that 7.62 by 39 and see if we can get through it that way. All right, guys, I got 15 rounds in this AK-47 magazine, and I want you guys to put your guesses in the comments. How many bullets do you think it will take to get through one sandbag? Well, we knocked it over. Let's go see if we made it through. All right, so I picked it back up and put it back on top of that other one. You can see I probably got 5 or 6 rounds in there so far, and nothing has made it through the other side. So let's keep shooting. Those are all in the exact same spot. So I hope we made it through. I think I see sand coming out on the other side down there. I got those bullets all in a really tight group right there on that middle sandbag. And if you look down below it, you can see it making quite a big dirt pile down there. So I think we made it through. Go around to the back, and yep, definitely made it through. Looks like we got probably 4 or 5 of them that made it through. I don't know which bullet it was. I'll watch the footage back. Finally got one of these guns to make it through the thick part of one of those sandbags. Dang, these sandbags are no joke. All right, guys, unfortunately the biggest rifle caliber that I brought out was the AK-47 because I don't really have access to a bigger rifle at the moment. I am working on that, but I do have one more gun to shoot before we go. This is the 12 gauge shotgun slug. And these things are super powerful, going quite a bit slower than the AK-47 and the AR-15 and stuff, but it is a much bigger, much heavier bullet, so I still don't think it's going to make it through that first sandbag. Let's see. It knocked it off of there, that's for sure. All right, so I assume that that is the entry hole right there. Just absolutely enormous. And it doesn't look like that 12 gauge slug made it all the way through. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. I gotta be honest, I did not expect these sandbags to stop that many bullets like that. I thought that it would probably stop a lot of the pistol rounds, but I thought once we got up to rifles that they would just rip right through that thing. And I thought we might get into the second and third row of sandbags in this video, and we had nothing make it out of that first sandbag until I started doing like entire mag dumps and stuff like that. Then we had some make it through. But man, if you have anything you want to protect from gunfire, I think sandbags are definitely your best option. But I had a lot of fun making this video, guys. If you had fun watching it, please give it a thumbs up for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. So I feel like those sandbags kind of got the better of me in this video, and I'm not okay with that. I think that made it through.